Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So I wanted to share this article with you guys. It's talking about the marijuana industry down in California. Now, get this. The marijuana industry down there, it looks like it's on the verge of collapse. At least that's what a lot of these CEOs are saying. And it's because of the tough regulations that the government has put, the state has put on the marijuana industry. Now, you think about this for a minute. When you take it back to before it was legalized, when it was illegal, black market marijuana ran rampant through California. And when they legalized it, it was going to take away from the black market. It was going to basically say that there's going to be no need for black market because people are going to go to the dispensaries to buy all their weed from this point on. Now, seems logical enough, except that they have regulated the marijuana down there in California so much that the price of weed at the dispensary has now made the risk of illegal weed profitable again. So now the black market is running rampant with illegal weed, and the legal dispensaries are having a difficult time trying to even stay open. And now I think about like the free market when it comes to marijuana, because marijuana really is the free market. If you want to see one, it's in marijuana. There is never been a time that I remember living in the state of Oregon that marijuana was a crime. You could always have a possession of an ounce or less and you would pay a misdemeanor and you would be on your way. Unless you were selling it or driving or doing something like that, marijuana was really just a slap on the wrist for the most part, and never really did you have any kind of consequence from having it. The price in Oregon has always been pretty mellow when I've seen the prices compared to California. Now, when I was a kid, you could pick up an eighth of weed for around $40. I'm watching as I see signs outside the dispensary in my local area here in Oregon. I live in Astoria, Oregon, and I see ounces sometimes for $40. Like, I'm thinking when I was a kid, you would pay $40 for an eighth of that much, but yet now you can buy an ounce of weed for $40. There is so much weed in Oregon that it practically spills out on the ground. In fact, I hear more people now smoke the concentrates than they even smoke on the flower, because the concentrates are so much cheaper because so many people are making it. So weed really doesn't have much of a value to it when you just step up into Oregon and you look at some of the prices there. And I hear like even some places are even cheaper than what I'm seeing here. But then down in California, it's quite the opposite happening. They have such regulations on it that the prices are off the charts and the black market runs rampant with it. So now you look at these two different like scenarios that are taking place with the exact same product, and they're not like that far apart from each other. I mean, we're just like, a few miles away from each other when you really consider, how close some of these dispensaries really are. This one charges an insane amount. This one charges less. This one has huge regulations on it. This one doesn't. Because this one has huge regulations on it, the illegal pot farms are now growing rampant there or at least their marijuana sales are growing rampant there in California. But up in Oregon, because the laws are so lenient, illegal grow operations are now cropping up down in the southern part of the state, making it a nuisance and burdensome on the legal pot farmers that are there. So it's not like less regulations doesn't come without its issues. I mean, we're having issues with it down here, in the southern part of Oregon. And it's not like over-regulations doesn't come without its issues, because that's what you end up with down in California. Ultimately, the free market's going to prevail. And all that free or all that extra supply of marijuana that's going on up in the Oregon area has caused the prices to plummet. So what's going to happen with it? It's going to end up leaving the state. It becomes illegal. Once it's illegal, right, the prices start going up. So look at marijuana as the real place to go as far as wanting to see how free market really prevails. Because it doesn't matter if you regulate it or deregulate it or whatever you do, marijuana still finds its way because the people really want it. And it doesn't have any value unless you make it illegal. Uneducated Economist. You guys let me know.